Hello Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Libra is Spiritual Success and Activation Week. I'm going to use what is it called, this deck? It's Goddesses. I think it's Divine Goddess Wisdom or something like that. You know, something like that. So we're going to use these smart little goddess chickies. And then we're going to do, we're going to follow up with my, no, it doesn't matter anyways. I'm going to use a tarot deck. So here we go. You know what I'm going to ask? This is what I'm going to ask. Actually, you know what I'm going to ask? If y'all want to know what decks I use, just ask each other. Because I get so tired. I have like, I don't know, close to 60 decks. And I just don't remember what they're called anymore. I don't know. And I mix up the names. You know, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. So that's what I do. What I'm going to ask for you, Libra, my friends, is I'm going to ask, what is the area of your life you feel the most disheartened in or the most blocked in? How this block is shaping the course of your life, what you can activate in your life right now, and how you can address your worries. So we're going to start, like I said, with the smart little goddess chickies. We're going to pull something out here. See what we got for you, Libra. Libra. Oh, you guys had a nice reading last week. Yeah, you did. It was a really nice reading that you guys had last week. I just felt like it was a long time coming. It was almost like, I don't know, I always feel like I do Libra reading. It's always kind of here, maybe boop, boop, boop. And it was like, whoa, look at this energy. It was really nice. So let's see what's going on this week. Okay. I feel like blocked in, out of spot. Can you address your worries? All right, the area of your life is your ambition. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to direct it. I want to say there's either you have an ambition, but there's something standing in your way and you can't do it, or you're just not feeling like particularly inspired or motivated by something right now, or any, you know, it's like, meh. I have a lot more cards pulled out. It's just one card, but I do want to say that I feel like that there is a sense of you have something in mind here, kind of like have your sights set on something, but it's for whatever reason, it's at least at this point in time, it feels outside of your reach, which is okay. Like, right. Because we have to look at these, and this is activating something, and to activate something, we often need to look at and address any blocks that we might be facing. So this is not like your whole life is like this. It's just something right now, right? It's just something. It's just something. So how does the block shape the course of your life? Fortune. Wow. That's a really good card. Like abundance, financial abundance, definitely financial abundance with this, because there's like coins dropping out of the sky there. So if something like, let's say, I don't know, you have your ambition set on something, but you're not making, you know, it's kind of reminding me, like, let's say, I used to make like organic natural hand creams and soaps and shit like that. And I used to sell them at farmers markets and other venues. And I went to like the yoga show, like conference shows and stuff like that. But let's say like, you know, you want to go and do something in particular, or like you wanted to do like a farmer's market, like that would be an ambition, right? It's just a metaphor because you're all different, living different parts of your lives here that we could be talking about. But it's like, that's your ambition there. I want to go, I want to sign up for that farmer's market in that area and, you know, show up every Sunday or Saturday or Friday or whatever it is and have a table there. And then you like, so you get around to signing up and you realize, no, they're full. We don't have any more tables. So you'll have to sign up next year. You know what I mean? It's almost like, well, shit. Because it feels like the ambition that you have feels blocked somehow. It feels blocked, and you might even be feeling a little bit disheartened about it. But see, this is the funny thing. It's actually providing you with a greater fortune moving forward somehow. So I want to say it could, like in that scenario, then there's maybe some big show that's never happened before that comes up. And it's like, oh, well, I'll go and do that. It would have been on a weekend that you would have maybe like assigned yourself to being available for all the farmers markets. But instead, now you're going to become available for something much bigger. That's exactly what that looks like. So, the universe is kind of doing something here for you, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because a lot of times it doesn't. Because when we have our sights set on something and we can't do it, or there's a block, or it's like, well, why? Like, I really wanted to do that. You'll see in a few minutes, or a few hours, or a few days, or a few weeks, or a few months. What can you activate in your life right now? Oh, death and magic. Morgan. Interesting numbers. You have like ambition is 38 and death and magic is 37. Okay, so there's something here that needs to be, either it's just energy or it's some sort of, even like, it is energy. I want to say it's either energy that you're utilizing probably for two things: to close other areas of your life off, to finalize something, to complete something, kind of using your own magic and energy for that, to get ready for something new. It's like a preparation energy, really, is what you can activate in your life right now. It's death and rebirth. It's very scorpionic. It's almost like being caught in the shadow of the in-between. How can you address your worries, if you have any? Miracles. Somebody else had miracles for work. Like, kind of know, too. I want to say, like, the universe is doing things right now in your favor, even if it kind of like feels like not. Because that feeling like it's not in your favor is going to be a short-term feeling compared to what you're going to receive. Otherwise, too many cards in the underline. I'm going to do 4. I heard 4. So, okay. So that starts us with Isis, rebirth. Really interesting to have death and magic there. Rebirth, mastery, communication, and creative spark. Wow, rebirth is number 22. Mastery is 44 and communication is 22. Do you see how a little bit of each of these creates your rebirth? Encompassing perhaps something that you have newly mastered and communicating it, communicating with it. Your creative spark. So creativity, how you can be creative here. I kind of feel like your ambition will be met here. Whatever you're ambitious towards. But the road that you take to get there might be different from what perhaps you think. Again, like the whole idea of, I'm going to do these farmers markets, and then you realize you contacted them too late and they have no tables available. So you're like, oh. But it's almost like it'll be met in a much greater capacity. So there's something here about maybe, too, we are forced to become creative when an original plan doesn't kind of work here. So, all right, we're going to this tarot deck. Y'all. You might need to be creative with your communication as well. Again, I'm just kind of going to follow the same sort of storyline and apply it to your life, as you would. But it's kind of like, so you don't get the farmer's market, but then a few weeks later or a month later or so, you find out about this really big show, like a big, a trade show of some sort. And you would, I'd really like to get a table there, but it's really difficult to get the attention of the people running the show. Like, they don't respond to your emails or your messages. So then it's like, well, get creative with your communication, make yourself stand out here somehow. This reading is interesting. Okay. I got the Four of Pentacles and the Hermit is at the bottom. That in itself feels a bit like needing to be creative. These two feel like different energies. I don't know why, but the Four of Pentacles is feeling very much like you. Like it just is. And then it's almost like someone's coming towards you. So this could be the opportunity. Because this Four of Pentacles, I want to say it's a little bit like even having bitten off a little more than you can chew. I don't want to say, no, it's not more than you can chew, but it's definitely keeping you occupied, keeping your hands full. I'm just noticing like this guy is right. He's also trying to catch this squirrel somehow while he's also protecting what it is that he already has. But now there's something coming towards you, some sort of an energy here. This person is guided towards you for some reason. I'm not sure how they... I'm going to take me some time here with the cards, because there's a lot going on here under the surface. This energy feels like where you feel the block in your life right now. It feels like your intuition is... Look at how this is repeated. This is really fascinating, right? This Nike energy and the Temperance card. They both have the helmet with the wings, the hat with the wings. And it is, honestly, it's like your ambition is tempered here. So it's kind of put on a pause. And why? It's almost like, I want to say, is there an intuition here that's not quite working for you the way it feels like it should be? With the King of Cups and the Moon. It's almost like you're using the right tool for the right facet of your life, but it's not producing the result, or it's not helping you achieve what your goal is here. I kind of want to say this also has I'm just getting this feeling with this Four of Pentacles of someone who's looking after, this is what it feels like. It's like somebody who's almost like self-publishing, like publishing a book or something. Like, so you're responsible for the storyline. You're responsible for the proofreading and the editing. And you're responsible for, it's just, I know you could do like online publishing, like digital, and I don't know, maybe you can even do like physical format, because that's what this feels like. It's almost like, but you're also finding the like the binding for the book, and you're also finding who can bind the book, and you're also finding figuring out what type of paper to use for the book, and what kind of ink and what kind of font like, it's weird. It's like there's just, it's almost, because this is what feels like is blocking the intuition or something here. Your ambition is tempered by all of these things that you have to look after that are relevant to getting you towards fulfilling an ambition. But in the meantime, it's like it just occupies so much of your mental and energetic space that it's almost like your intuition is a little bit turned down. Because too, Nike to me is like the well, not just to me, is the messenger of the gods. And you do have communication under here. Rebirth, mastery, communication. creative spark. Again, it's almost like you need to get into a more creative energy also. This just feels too, even too compartmentalized. I don't know why this hermit energy is coming towards you. It could even be like this hermit, I want to say, is also perhaps symbolizing like a period of time that you take within yourself here, just to kind of get stock on what you've got going on. It feels almost like you're taking on too much, maybe? I don't know. So that's, yeah, like there's definitely something about your communication and perhaps your intuition that feels like it's run into a bit of a roadblock. Creativity is your way through this. And again, so this is the weird thing, right? Like this is such a good card to come out, like in terms of how this block is shaping the course of your life. Fortune, and this is good fortune, this is abundance, and this is also associated too, I want to say, with kind of like a new beginning, a rebirth. We have the lotus flowers that are all around her as well. But look at this, the Two of Swords, the Five of Cups, and then the Death card. Remember, you have death and magic for what can you activate in your life right now. You need to bring an end to something here. Because there's something, and when you do, it's going to open up a pathway for you that's very, very good. Like it's a really fortunate, it's perhaps even like a money-making possibility. But you can't see it now because of where you are. Like the energy that you're in right now. Because this is like, it's like almost being stuck in this indecision. I want to say, I feel like that she's standing there and there's like, she's been waiting. There's no path in front of her. But I feel like the idea, because the Five of Cups is here, like it's just that direction. There's something about the direction you're taking something, or that you have been taking something. It's like, stop looking in that direction, right? The Death card. Because you're going to find something much bigger and better. You know, actually, this kind of reminds me too, like years and years ago, when I was just, I think I just bought my first tarot deck, and I was doing a lot of different things, like still being like a stay-at-home mom, but I was still, like I said, doing the organic face care. And then, but I'm also an artist, and I hadn't been doing artwork for quite some time, and I had done a portrait of my little dog, Lily. And I kind of thought, you know what, I really like doing that. Like, maybe I should do like portraits, pet portraits or something, you know. But I thought I couldn't decide, which is funny, like the Two of Swords, I couldn't decide, because I thought I can't focus on all of these things because I'm just splitting my energy up too much, which is what this Four of Pentacles feels like. I'm splitting my energy up too much, and I'm not going to kind of master. You have the Mastery card, rebirth into mastery. I'm not going to master any of this. I'm not going to put all myself into it. So actually I did. I thought I'm going to use the tarot. I'm going to let the universe talk to me and tell me what I should focus on. And I actually think now there was 4 things, because I was also still, I was still like helping at my son's school. Because yeah, there's 4 elements. So I identified each element, and you could even do this. Like if this is something that you're at and you're like doing too many things, but you really need to like focus on one thing here. So I kind of wrote on a piece of paper that Pentacles represented the face creams and the soaps, and that Swords represented the wax that I'm sure one day I will not have to deal with. Another thing, like all 4 of these things. And I remember it told me to like, and I based it on how I pulled out the cards, and it was to focus like, oh gosh, like 70-80% of my time and energy into tarot. And then the rest, like keep doing at my son's school. But the other 2 stuff, like drop them. And I did it. I honestly did it. I thought, I can't make the choice. Let's just and look where I am today. Like, I didn't start this channel with the intention. I just wanted to read more energy, and this channel wasn't even in my sights at that point when I was doing it. I think I was still reading for people on Facebook remotely and shit like that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the essence of that here in your reading. And again, it's like having an ambition, like, I'll go do the farmer's market, but that's not the course. That's not the direction. So you got to let something go. And then, right, that's what I did, because you have the death card here. And then you go into death and magic with what you can activate. Yeah, it is. It's just like that experience that I had years ago is how I would describe this on the table for you. And, and the funny thing is, if anyone had told me at that time, oh, you know what, you're gonna have a YouTube channel reading tarot, and it'll be quite successful, like you'll be able, like it'll actually produce like an income for you, like you were working. I'm like, what? How is that possible? That doesn't even make sense. It did make sense to me at the time that I was supposed to focus on that in that way. And I thought, okay, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So I would sort of recommend for you, maybe like this Hermit energy also like talks about that. Like, just figure out, because he's just focused. This King of Swords was upside down, but I think it's kind of funny actually, because he flew out right side up. It's like getting like really know what it is that you want to focus on here. I just feel like this person's got too many things that they're trying to manage all at once. What is the one thing that you really want to do? Talk to Spirit about it. If you have a tarot deck, do that. Or, I don't know, you could do regular playing cards and say that, hearts represent this in my life. And then I said, I think it was like 6 in each pile. Or no, I don't remember how I did it. I pulled out like, maybe I decided I would do like 15 cards. I'm going to pull out 15 cards. And then I took them all out and I saw how many were represented, right? Yeah. Okay, so activate this death and magic. You have the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the Magician. Okay, so what I'm getting with this here, there's something that you have yet to fulfill as part of sort of like a soul's journey. Like, because sometimes when I see the 6 of Cups, I also get that this is the energy of like your inner child, which is your also the purity of your soul, like how it comes here. And disconnect from the human body, and your soul recognizing that the human body is its way of fulfilling certain goals and lessons, etc. So there's something here that I want to say, even like looking at giving it more consideration, giving something more consideration in your life that has almost even perhaps been put on the back burner. There's 2 ways. It's either that, or you're going to put some things on the back burner to embrace something much newer. You do have the Magician. You have the Magician with death and magic. And miracles, that's how you can address your work. Like, let magic work through you. Let it happen. Let it just flow. Because that's exactly what happened to me in the scenario that I've given you. And that's kind of what I feel. And creativity, right? Like, I used my creativity with that. And I was mastering I was literally mastering communication and creativity. I could almost look at your energy right now. Yeah, all started by rebirth. And say, this is like the energy of something that I went through. Maybe about 5 years ago? 4.5? 4 to 5 years ago, I don't remember now. Probably more like 5. You have the King of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 9 of Wands. See, and this is doing it, it may not even make sense. Sometimes I think the King of Wands just does stuff. And because the King of Wands is driven to do it. It may not make sense to anybody else, but the King of Wands is going to do it. So, that's kind of that energy too. Like, I could have looked at it and said, well, you know what? I have absolutely no experience really in tarot, but I've been doing all of this hand cream and soaps and stuff for a few years. And I even took an aromatherapy course to understand all the different elements and properties of essential oils. Like, I'd already invested a lot. And it can be hard sometimes to say, I'm not going to do that anymore. But, you know, there's something about that here in your reading. And then, because, so what I'm also going to say is this is the opportunity that has been kind of in some ways maybe the longest road for you. I would say that too. I've been sort of like a constant entrepreneur. Yeah. But I never stopped and I never gave up. Here I am, right? The minute you give up is the minute you're guaranteed of not being successful. So, you know, there's some people that, I want to say too, I've heard of some people that have like started painting. People have told me of like relatives, aunts or uncles or parents or whatever that never did art in their entire life. Picked up a paintbrush for the first time when they were like 60 or 70 years old and started painting these beautiful pieces of artwork. And, you know, we're going to little shows and selling. It's like a whole new avenue of life, right? You just never know. And I feel like, kind of like you're sitting on the cusp of that somehow, Libra. You're literally, yeah. You're like sitting on the cusp of some sort of greatness, but you've got to, I feel like, put some things on the back burner that are just not doing it for you, no matter how much you've invested in it. Well, that's your choice though, all right? Like that's your choice. But this is what it feels like. So do I actually need any clarifiers in this? I picked this up just out of habit. I'm just going to clarify both the death card and death and magic because they appear twice here. Oh, and I'll also clarify ambition and temperance because they both have Nike's. See, and I want to say too, this is also like the gods have been trying to communicate to you, but you're caught up in something that's not what they're trying to talk to you about, so you're not understanding it. Death and the death card, the 8 of Cups and the Empress. Holy lordy, shorty, porty. Do you see what I mean? Like put some stuff on the back burner here and grow. Like really big. Oh, word. You're just on the cusp. I told you. Fortune and Empress. But you got to walk away from some things here. You know, it's kind of funny. I always put this on Cancer, but I'm going to put on y'all too. I get this with Libra sometimes. Well, a lot of times with the Libra friends that I've had. So one of the things I always say about Cancer when I do their readings is they're the ones that will continue to beat that dead horse long after it's dead. And I find that with them with relationships. And they admit it too. And they're like cool with it. Like, you know what? Somebody's got to do it. Because then there's like, you know, different other energies are like, oh, fuck this shit. Done, I'm out of here, bye. You know, so it probably produces a good balance in the zodiac somehow. As long as it doesn't become toxic and overly controlling and don't never leave me. But here, I get Libra. Sometimes I feel like you do make commitments to things. And it's not always just relationships. It could be projects. It could be ideas. And you can have, don't get mad at me, because sometimes you guys get, it's always never easy to tell an air sign anything. Like that too. Never easy. But it is what it is. So you can, I find, get like a little bit blinders with stuff. I'm feeling like that's what this reading is. It's a little bit blinders. And I feel like because it is, I want to say, I think it's definitely a healthy approach to wanting to really take things all the way. Like if you've invested in something, keep doing it. But this is almost like, just take those blinders off for a second, because it honestly feels like there could be something here that you've invested in or you've been investing in that's not your path to great success. And it's honestly, it's just keeping you down. So what's the point of the investment? I feel like at that point, if it's definitely not the path to your great success, but you just don't want to let go of it because, you know, well, I promised myself I'd do this. Well, at that point, you're bowing down to the ego, because it's the ego that doesn't want to do something different and wants to say, there's no way that I put all my time in that. And, it'll never become anything. It will at some point. That's the other thing I've learned about being like a perpetual entrepreneur, is all this stuff will come together at some point. Your knowledge of plant life, your knowledge of essential oils, your, whatever it is, it will be an asset to you down the road. Even if it's 20 years from now and somebody they have a cut and you're in the forest and you're like, oh, there's some yarrow. Take a piece of yarrow off and it'll stop the bleeding. The ancient Romans, you just never know where all this information could be handy. Death and magic. Yarrow's amazing for that. Oh, yeah. Was it the Vikings? Or the Vikings or I don't know. Probably a few. They used to stuff yarrow into pouches and take it into battle with them. Because if you put yarrow on it, the bleeding stops instantly. It's also good for teas, for like menstrual conditions and things like that. Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Cups. This transformation is amazing. It really is going to be amazing, Libra, if you let it happen. You could even be turning like something around in your life. I want to say you could be finding something here that you may have already found it. It's almost like something that you've already invested in a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. That's what I'm picking up here. You've invested in this a little bit, but now it's time to invest in it more and make like some of your dreams come true. Let's look at this ambition and temperance. They both have the energy of Nike with them. The Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Well, there you are. There's the block. There's the disheartened energy. So, yeah, it's being able to fly forward. I think it's just to take a look at what it is you're trying to push forward. I feel like you have your solution right around you. It's just seeing it and investing in it. As I say that, look at this. You got the Seven of Swords and the Hanged Man. It is. It's almost like it's right there, but you can't see it. Or you just haven't seen it for what it is yet. That's quite an interesting I'm actually really excited because the energy that you have, you might not be excited about the reading because you would kind of be like in the energy I was at that time. Like, I don't know what to do. I have all these interests. It'd be good to make a bit of money. And what should I focus on though? I can't focus on all of these. I won't do any of them well. Right? But then when you do, like, it's really good. It's really good here, Libra. So it's be interesting to see how this unfolds. All right. So I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to work with the, I don't know. Why is it having so much trouble remembering the name of these freaking cards? The Sun of the... No, fuck, it's the Sun deck. And then this Good Tarot. I remember that one. That one's simple. The Good Tarot. So, Oracle of the Radiant Sun. There you go. I'm going to go do that in the extended. And that's what I got for you, Libra. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.